Okay, hello. We're a trifle late, and I told Marika that this might give us a headache because it looks so. I thought it would be a good idea to just, speed it up but have the music still playing at the normal speed. But it just looks terrible, so I'm just going to leave this as a small square in the bottom corner.
Good idea. It really does give you a headache.
So this is the first of our World Wrestling League matches. It's the 4th of June now. We're in Paradise, Nevada. Or just Las Vegas, really. And the winners of Group A and B will face off against each other at just a bit before the Royal Rumble. Mm-hmm. And then the winner overall will then have a championship match against the world champion at the Royal Rumble.
Okay.
So here we have Shawn Michaels against Mr. Perfect, and Bobby Heenan keeping Mr. Perfect in the match there. Interestingly, Shawn Michaels and Triple H actually beat Mr. Perfect and Rick Rude to qualify for the World Tag League.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mr. Perfect was going for a lot of pins in this, and Michaels was going for more ground attacks. But Mr. Perfect with his perfect plex, a fisherman suplex, and he managed to get the win. So the first 2 points go to Mr. Perfect. And this one actually took 5 minutes and 12. Quite a long match.
Yeah, seems like that.
He's just perfect. Simply perfect. His bum looks really small on this.
It does, yeah.
So we're on to match 2 of the night now, or the day. Still daytime, I guess. And it's the first of our tag league matches. So we have here a Group A match. It's the tag team champions. These two evil bastards waving non-American flags again. Ugh.
Evil foreigners again.
Yeah. You can see the entrance here is a little bit more pleasant.
Yeah.
I just decided...
I like your touch with this one of,
doing it at normal speed.
Yeah.
I decided now to do it so that as soon as Howard Finkel said their name, that's when I cut off to the next one. Just to save time, otherwise this video is going to be really long.
Oh, what happened there?
What's that? The people in the background?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just look terrible. Nothing happened, that's just how they are in the game.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So, it's 57 days since the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkoff won the tag team championships. They've defended it twice already, and here we are straight into the match. A bit of boogie woogie from Dusty Rhodes.
Really?
André and Dusty going for a finishing move already. They managed to hit it on the Iron Sheik, but they didn't pin him for some reason. Dusty Rhodes had Nikolai Volkoff in the figure 4 leg lock outside of the ring there.
Yeah. That didn't seem that comfortable.
Another one where for some reason they go for a weapon, even though there is disqualification. You saw there he changed his mind quite quickly.
Yeah.
Realised the 2 points are a bit more important.
Yeah.
So with the World
Good
Tag
decision.
League, the final will take place at a show in-game in November or October time. Can't remember which one it is. And then the winners of that will get a tag team championship match whenever they choose. But if these two win the whole thing overall, because they get the first 2 points here, if they win it overall, then they just face whoever they want to face.
Alright.
Alright, we have our first championship match of this video, and there are 5 altogether in this video over the three weeks that we're covering. So Koko wants another chance against the Honky Tonk Man. Because, was it? What am I on about? Did they face each other recently? I feel like there was something like that. I have no idea.
I feel like that as well, but...
Well, anyway, Koko gets a chance.
Yeah.
Here he is, the Honky Tonk Man.
Yeah.
It's 28 days since it was Honky Tonk Man's last defense.
Ah.
So he's forced to defend it now before the 30-day limit. He's already had 2 successful defenses. He got a draw against Greg Valentine. What was the other defense he did? I don't even know. Well, he tried to get himself counted out, but in the end he managed to get Koko counted out. That was his second defense. I can't even understand my own notes.
I know the feeling.
We're on match number 4 now, and it's Bret Hart versus Ric Flair, and it's another Group B match. So, Bret Hart accompanied by Jimmy Hart. I don't remember why I had Jimmy Hart accompany him. Shannon, keep kayfabe. Yeah.
You clearly had a plan, right?
Apparently I had something in mind at the time, but it was a while ago, so... I don't know. Ric Flair's now been champion for 57 days, and he's accompanied by his old pal, who's maybe helped him keep that belt for so long.
Only a little bit.
Right. Match starts then. And as you would expect, going after Bret Hart's legs, because that's what his finishing move involves. Another one, going for a weapon. But disqualification's on, so why would he?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he decided not to in the end. Bret Hart also targeting Ric Flair's legs.
They both clearly like legs.
Yeah. Or hate them. Bret Hart was busted open there from that knee to his head.
Yeah. Oof.
And then he goes for a pin there.
Nice bridge.
And maybe would have gotten up, but Bobby Heenan kept Ric Flair in the match.
Yeah.
And now Bret Hart going for a weapon. He's apparently had enough of Flair's nonsense. But in the end he managed to catch Flair out.
Oh, wow.
So Bret Hart gets a win over the world champion.
Wow.
Interesting. First 2 points go to Bret Hart, Ric Flair. Nothing. No points.
No points.
Loser. Terrible champion. Not very good to just bury your champion like that, is it? Alright, so we have our main event of the night. And it is Stone Cold Steve Austin challenging Ted DiBiase again for the $1 Million Championship. The match was so good last time, 3 weeks ago, that gets a rematch. That was a really good match. Do you remember that one?
Yeah.
It seemed like Ted DiBiase was going to lose, and then he somehow had a big fight back at the end. So now, 21 days later, Stone Cold Steve Austin gets his rematch. Your favourite theme tune playing here.
Yeah. Again, the belt just fits him when he has that.
Yeah, I mean, it is his belt, he made it.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. So Austin was just on fire. Action spilled outside quite early, and then Austin with the Luthez press there.
Oh yeah, clearly. Some brain damage there.
Going for a table spot. But he doesn't quite get it.
Oh, that was good.
So now DiBiase going for a weapon, and this one I believe is no DQ.
Oh.
So he's perfectly fine doing that. Oh! Hit right to the head.
Good. Oh.
Austin there going for the Thez press and the punches again. Little elbow to DiBiase's face. Oh, he didn't flip him off. Usually he does. Give him the finger before the Stone Cold Stunner. And then 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
New $1 Million Champion. A bloody Stone Cold Steve Austin. So that's actually our first title change in any of these videos. Took us six videos. So after 57 days and 2 successful defences, Ted DiBiase has lost his championship. Stone Cold Steve Austin, what will he do with the $1 Million Championship? So we're into week number 10 now, the 11th of June. We're in New York City this time. We're actually indoors again. So here we have a Group B match. Another first match for these two in the tournament. This big bad boy from New Jersey, Bam Bam Bigelow.
He's a big boy.
Very big boy. One of the fabulous Freebirds, Michael Hayes, strutting his way in. From Bad Street, Atlanta, Georgia. Okay. Bad Street, because he's a bad boy.
Ah, clearly.
Bam Bam was
proved it. Sorry, what were you going to say?
Just quite an athletic move from Bam Bam early on, and a good show of strength there, because he's a big boy.
Yeah.
For Michael Hayes to pick up. Bam Bam, a very athletic big man.
Yeah, surprisingly athletic. Oh, yep. Wow, and that's it?
There's no chance that he's going to kick out of that.
No.
Fairly short match, but both of them really did actually do quite well. It's just that Bam Bam absolutely crushed him there when he did that move, so not much of a chance of kicking out of that. So an early 2 points for Bam Bam.
Ooh.
Alright, another Group B match now, and we have Big Johnny Stud and Koko now, who maybe has a bit of a point to prove after the count-out loss against the Honky Tonk Man. It's an Intercontinental Championship match. Big John Stud absolutely decimated Brutus Beefcake in the qualifying match. It was quite one-sided, whereas Koko managed to steal a win from Jim Duggan to qualify. The schoolboy pin. Here he comes dancing his way in with his bird.
Aww, I love that parrot. So cool.
Yeah. And there's quite a size difference, as you can see here.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure that there wasn't that much of a difference between them in real life.
Ah.
I think Koko's about the same height as me, actually.
Okay.
It seems like that made him bleed there. A kick to his face.
Apparently, yeah.
Big John Stud managed Big John Stud managed to get the win. Quite one-sided. Koko put up a good fight, but poor him.
Aww, his poor parrot.
Yeah, his parrot will be very upset.
Yeah.
So it's our final Group B match of this video, the last one, so then at that point everybody will have had a Group B match. So we have your favourite wrestler here. We see a man every Saturday morning who looks a bit like him.
Yeah, I was just about to actually say about that. He has leather jacket as well, and the way how he
cut off before even the Undertaker got out there.
Yeah. He really, in a way, like the way he walks and the impressions and the looks, he kind of looks like the Undertaker.
Ted DiBiase just doesn't seem like quite the same person without his $1 Million Championship.
No.
Undertaker, another athletic big man. Although not much of a height difference between these two.
No, too big.
Oh. Trying to push Undertaker into the rail there, but couldn't quite get him. Ted DiBiase really fighting like he had a point to prove here, but Undertaker gets him in a Boston Crab. Sort of. I think that's Boston Crab. And he just couldn't handle it. Too battered from the previous week, I guess. And the Undertaker managed to win in 4 minutes and 10 seconds.
His tongue looked a bit purple.
Yeah. A quick look at the table. We have Bam Bam, Big John Studd, Mr. Perfect, and Bret Hart and Undertaker all on 2 points. And then our champion Ric Flair, our former $1 million champion Ted DiBiase, Shawn Michaels, Michael Hayes, and Koko Beware all sitting on 0. So they'll have they'll have plenty of opportunities to get points still on the board. 8 more matches each. So we're on match 4 now, and it's another tag league match. It's from Group A again. And it's the Harts here, Jim Neidhart and Bret Hart. The Hart Foundation. And they'll be up against Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Sergeant Slaughter. And apparently I don't really have much to say in my notes. The Harts beat... wait, what? I've written here that the Harts beat Rick Rude and Mr. Perfect. But that's... But I thought that it was... I was mistaken. Shawn Michaels and Triple H actually beat Rowdy Roddy Piper and The Rock. I said that in a previous match that they also beat Rick Rude and Mr. Perfect. That was wrong. Duggan and Slaughter beat Yokozuna and Jimmy Snuka to qualify. Quite a big boy is Sergeant Slaughter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, some good strength there from Neidhart.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Bret Hart here really going after Sergeant Slaughter and locking in his finishing move, the sharpshooter.
Wow.
But Sergeant...
Pretty technical.
Yes, Sergeant Slaughter hadn't really taken that much punishment yet at this point. They'd really been going after Duggan a lot more. Makes him bleed. And now they're finally going for their own finisher, the Heart Attack. Jim Duggan goes for the pin. Oof!
Oh. Just kicked
Did I say Jim Duggan? Jim Neidhart went for the pin. Jim Duggan managed to break it up. And then Bret Hart managed to get Slaughter down for the count there, so 2 points on the board for the Harts. It's all going well for Bret Hart here.
Yeah.
A win last week against Ric Flair and now a win against another fairly well-oiled team there. Well-oiled machine of a team. But the Hart Foundation were just that bit better. So the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan haven't had a match yet, so they're just sitting in third place with nothing at the moment. Bret Hart and Jim Neidhart and the tag team champions both on 2 points, and then Duggan and Slaughter and André and Dusty both on 0. They'll still have another 3 matches, I think, to try and get some points on the board. Alright, so Stone Cold Steve Austin has already decided that he's going to defend his $1 million championship. Just 7 days after he won it.
Oh, wow.
And it's against the man who was his tag team partner for the World Tag League qualifier. And sadly, they lost out. Who did they lose against again? I've forgotten.
2.
They lost against the 4 Horsemen, or 2 of the 4 Horsemen. So Austin, the belt looks really weird on him.
It does.
It's going more around his jacket rather than around his waist.
It doesn't look like it fits properly.
Yeah. Still, what a badass. Strutting down.
You're kind of a man.
A few punches. What a bald and beardy man.
Badass man.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, bald and beardy as well.
Oh, this was also a no DQ match. Just seems like that's Austin's kind of rules. And these two will actually face each other next week in the World Wrestling League. Funny how these things work out.
Yeah.
Jake bleeding everywhere here after that. Steel stairs shot from earlier. And now he's bringing his own stairs to the party.
Seems like a good party. It's strange how I didn't choose to use the other stairs, which were already there.
Yeah, exactly. Getting slammed through the table there next to JR and the King. Austin with the Thez press. Elbow to the head. Just more and more damage to poor Jake's head. And then the Stone Cold Stunner. Is it enough to finish him off? Just enough. So Stone Cold Steve Austin manages to hang on to the $1 Million Championship. His first successful defence just 7 days after winning it from Ted DiBiase. Long match that one, bloody hell. 8 minutes 40. Bloody hell.
Oh, wow.
Blimey Nick. Blimey Nora. I don't know why I said bloody hell at first though. It might be because I'm British.
It's your northeasterner trying to come out.
It's just a British thing, I think. It's not even northeastern. Alright, straight into it for this one. We're on, it's the 18th of June now. We're in Hartford, Connecticut. And we have these three who are not involved in either of the tournaments. So they have a bit of a point to prove. Kamala, with that palm slap to the top of Jimmy Snuka's head, making him bleed. Super kick party. Yokozuna comes in slowly but breaks it up. Still, just in time.
Yeah, perfect timing.
Headbutt to Yokozuna's back and then a really big tumble. It's quite dramatic. Kamala, which means horrible in finish, as you said. He manages to pick up the win. So, who knows what that means for him? Could maybe get something out of it.
People are booing quite a lot.
Yeah, seems like he's not a good boy all the time. I mean, he was biting people's heads and stuff like that in the match, so...
Ah, fair enough. He must
breaking
be
a
hungry.
few rules. Yeah. So here we have Junkyard Dog and Michael Hayes, a second match already. And Junkyard Dog lost against Michael Hayes in the qualifying. So he has a bit of a point to prove here, wants a bit of revenge. Just punching him over and over again. Michael Hayes going for the steps. This is a match where disqualification is on.
Oh.
Again.
Is he choosing not to use them?
Just picked them up. And after 2 minutes and 22, he just goes for it. Gets disqualified. He did not care about this match at all.
That was not a smart move.
He just didn't care about the match. Doesn't mean anything, I guess, so... Just meant something to Junkyard Dog.
What an ass.
Yeah. Alright, we're on match number 3 now. I always seem to start these with alright or so, or something like that. It's a Group A match. It's our first Group A match in the World Wrestling League. And Bulldog trying to go for a quick pin there.
Yeah. Bossman's fighting.
And another one. That was really the story of this match. Bulldog just kept going for pins. Whereas Bossman was targeting British Bulldog's head and made him bleed there, actually.
Oh, wow.
British Bulldog managed to beat Jim Neidhart to qualify for this tournament, whereas the Bossman beat Road Warrior Animal. So Bossman really getting the better of him there, but British Bulldog rolls him up with an inside cradle and manages to steal the win. A bloody Bulldog.
So close that the Bulldog didn't kick out.
It really could have gone either way. So the big Bossman off to an early loss there. He'll not be happy about that.
Poor him.
British Bulldog managed to steal it from him. Match number 4 now, and it's the World Tag League match for Group B, the opener for Group B actually. And we have the Dream Team here, Brutus the Barber Beefcake and Greg the Hammer Valentine.
That looks like a wig.
It does actually, yeah. It looks better than that in, well, I don't know. It doesn't look like a wig in real life, let's put it that way. Both of these teams looked really good in qualifying. Greg Valentine's really been on a roll lately. And the Road Warriors here coming out, a legendary tag team in America and in Japan and pretty much anywhere they've been. So this should be quite a bruising affair.
Seems like.
This one was quite a long match, again. Good teamwork there, super kick party. The young bucks there. Oof. That would really hurt your ribs.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
And also Hawk's knee. So here Greg Valentine's in the ring and it's up to a 4 count. He has 5 to 5 to get out. That wasn't exactly what I had in mind for the finish, but worked out. So the Road Warriors win. So a quick look at the table. I mean, there's only been one match so far, but Hawk and Animal got the win, so they're all already off to a good start. Top of the table, 2 points. Brutus and Greg down at the bottom there on 0. But still all to play for. We're on to match 5 now, and it's the, essentially a rematch from last week, but it's a Group A match, non-title match, between Jake the Snake and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yeah.
Fighting for the big 2 points.
Yeah, I wonder whether Stone Cold Steve Austin wins again.
So he's been the champion now for 2 weeks. 1 defense already. Probably would have defended it here this week, but he had a match already against Jake again, so might be a bit too much to have 2 matches in one night.
Yeah.
Although at some points, some people actually do. Later on. Parts that I've already recorded. So Austin going for the stairs there, but this one disqualification is on. He picked them up, but will he use them? Nah, decides against it.
Good.
Decided that the 2 points are worth it a bit more than getting disqualified.
Yeah.
Big superplex there. And now he's setting himself up for his finishing move. Starts with the stairs press. This is the 3rd time in this video that we've seen this now, actually.
Yeah.
The 2 previous times he managed to win from it. Can he win again here? He does.
Yes, he can.
So poor Jake the Snake.
Aww.
Couple of really bad weeks for him.
Yeah.
See if he can recover from this. Pick himself up a few points, or maybe even get another chance at a championship match.
Yeah.
A quick look at Group A. There have only been 2 matches again. Similar situation to before, so Stone Cold and British Bulldog both up on 2 points at the top. And Big Boss Man and Jake down at the bottom. And the rest all still have something to play for. First match come out, I think, next week, if I'm not mistaken. In the next video. We have a tag team championship match now. It's a while since, I think 3 weeks since the tag team titles were last defended. So you have Big John Studd coming out here alone. He and his partner don't enter together, apparently.
That's strange.
Him and King Kong Bundy. Not sure why. I think it was just because they did so well together in their match against Kamala and Bam Bam Bigelow that it was decided they would take up the next. They would be the next challengers to the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkoff. So they've been champions now for 71 days. Quite a while.
Yeah.
And this is their 3rd defense. They've had 2 successful ones already. Previously. Who did they beat in those? I think they beat they beat Ric Flair and Arn Anderson, and then they beat Shawn Michaels and Triple H in the previous one. But Big John Studd here once again has a big advantage. His massive size.
Yeah, definitely.
Much bigger than the Iron Sheik apparently. A blind tag there. Big John Studd wasn't very happy that Bundy tagged himself in, and then he's made the Iron Sheik bleed with that headbutt to his head. So they went for the Doomsday device. And they managed to keep Bundy down. Perhaps egos got in the way a bit for Bundy and Studd. They just couldn't quite hold it together as a team on this opportunity. Unfortunately for them, Sheik and Volkoff managed to hang on for a bit longer. Oh, finally, main event time. And Bret Hart, after his win against Ric Flair in the Group B of the World Wrestling League, he gets his chance to face Ric Flair now in a championship match. Got a win over the champion, so why not?
Yeah.
And this one is actually a submission match. Did Bret Hart won by pinfall before, right? He pinned Flair for the win. He didn't make him tap out.
Yeah, I think it must have been a pin.
Alright. I can't remember why I made this a submission match then. Probably just because they're both, anyway, submission experts. Both very technical wrestlers.
So interesting to see how this turns out.
Yep. So I said before that the tag team match, was the third defense of the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkoff in their 71 days as champion. This is Ric Flair's 71st day as champion as well, and it's his 5th defense.
Oh, wow.
He's really a fighting champion, having match after match.
Yeah.
And yes, because it's a submission match, there's no disqualification. Can only win by submission. Oh,
that was a good hit.
Yep, and then also going after Flair's legs there. They spilled outside the ring for a bit. Flair smacked his head and brought him back in. Knee to the face. Going after his legs again, Ric Flair.
They really do hate each other's legs.
And also the head. So Flair now doing a pile driver on the table, and he manages to put Hart through it.
Yeah.
I like that finger point.
You bad boy.
So now he's setting up for his finishing move, going after Hart's legs. And wrapping him up in the figure 4 leg lock. Will Bret Hart tap out? Yes, he will. Ric Flair manages to retain, manages to beat Bret Hart this time.
Still.
It's 6 minutes 8, quite a long time.
Yeah.
That match. A grueling match for Ric Flair to get through. He just manages to hang on, and he didn't have any help from his weaselly friend Bobby Heenan.
Yeah, this time not.
Right, so yeah, thank you for joining us. We'll have another video probably this week. And then maybe this week's video we'll also have later this week.
And we're trying not to get ill again.
Yeah, we missed the last 2 weeks of videos because we've been ill, so I just haven't had the energy to record this stuff. Anyway, yeah. Bye!